Okay guys, so the items that we'll need to do this Sunburst Granny Square project is 4 different colors of yarn. It needs to be 4-ply medium weight. I'm using acrylic in a green, a pink, a yellow, and a blue. And then we'll need a pair of scissors, a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and our darning needle. So get the supplies ready and we will make this Sunburst Granny Square together. Okay, so I'm going to start with a slip knot and place that on your hook. And then we are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to go back into this first chain that we did and slip stitch that to make our ring. Okay, and then we're going to chain 3 again. And that's going to count as 1 double crochet for us, okay? So now into this ring, we want to make 16 double crochet total, and this first chaining here that we did counts, like I said, so we need 15 more. So double crochet into this ring here. That's 1. 2. 3. And if you need help with the double crochet, it's yarn over, insert your hook, pull up the yarn over again and go through the first 2, yarn over again and go through the next 2. Okay, so just keep making your double crochets into this ring. Once you have a total of 16, meet me back here and we'll continue. Okay, so now that I have my 16, all we're going to do is slip stitch it into that first top chain that we did. Okay, now I'm going to change my yarn here. If you want to keep the same color, you can, but this is where I'm going to cut mine off. And then just pull that on through and tighten it down. And I'm going to get my next color now. Okay, so I got the pink next time here for the next row. And then you just insert your hook into any of these top chains. It doesn't matter where you start it. So I just want a couple over from where we ended. And now we are going to work on our puff stitch. Okay, so I'm holding the yarn on the back that I just added on. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull up our hook a little bit here. And now we're going to yarn over and go straight back into where we just put that chain, or that new yarn, sorry. And pull up your yarn. So you should have 3 on your hook right now. We're going to do that 4 times. So that was 1, yarn over, go back into that space, pull up your yarn, that was 2, yarn over, go into the space, grab yarn and pull through, that was 3, 1 more time, yarn over into that space and pull up that yarn. Okay, so we should have a total of 9 threads on our hook here, and just yarn over, and we're going to go through all of these chains here now, all these loops. Okay, so I got mine through. Now all you do is chain 1. Okay, so that's 1 puff. We're going to go yarn over and into the next space, and we're just going to do the same thing. So pull up 4 times. So that was 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, yarn over, and go through all of those loops. And then chain 1, and I just kind of tighten it down after I do the chain like that, tighten the chain down. So that was 2. We'll do it together one more time. Yarn over into the next space, pull up a loop. Yarn over into the space, the same space, and pull up your loop. That was 2. 3 and 4. Then once you have your 4 on your hook, just yarn over and pull through all of those chains. And then secure it with the chain 1. Okay, so we got 3 puffs so far. So we want to go all the way around doing this in each one of our spaces here, and that should equal 16 puffs at the end of this row, okay? So meet me back here when you're finished with all of those. Okay, so I got my 16 puff stitches done, and now we are just going to slip stitch into the top chain of our first puff stitch. So right there. And then I'm going to cut off and start my new color. And just pull that last color through. Okay, so now for our next color, we just want to go in between the puff stitches and place our hook. Pull that yarn through. Okay, so we are going to chain 1 to start this row. And we're only going to be working in between all these puff stitches, not in these top chains at all, okay? In between the puffs. So after you chain your 1, we are going to yarn over and go into that same space in between the puffs. And yarn over and go through the first 2. What we're doing is we are creating 4 double crochets together in between these puff stitches, okay? So yarn over again and go into that space and grab the yarn. Grab the yarn and go through the first 2. Yarn over and go into that space again. Yarn over and go through the first 2. We have 4 loops on our hook. We need to do this one more time. Grab that yarn, go through the space, grab yarn and go through the first 2. So now we have 5 total loops on our hook. Yarn over and go through all 5 of those. It'll be much easier than the previous row because the previous row we were going through 9 loops and this time we only have to go through 5. So now that you got that one done, you chain 2 and we will go right back into the next space in between the 2 puffs there, okay? So yarn over and go through, yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over, go through that space, yarn over and go through the first 2, yarn over and go through, yarn over and go through the first 2. We have a total of 4, so we need to do this one more time. Yarn over, go into our space, yarn over and go through the first 2. We now have 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over and go through all 5. And then don't forget to chain your 2 after each 4 together double crochets, okay? Okay, so I'll do that one more time with you. Yarn over into the next puff stitch space. Go through the first 2. Yarn over and go through the first 2. Yarn over, go through the first 2. Yarn over and go through the first 2. We now have 5 loops on our hook. Yarn over and go through all 5 of those. And then chain 2. So do this all the way around. You should have a total of 16 again, because we're just going in between the puff stitches. And then meet me back here when you finish that. Okay, so once you finish your 16, we're going to slip stitch into this top chain here. So the very first chain that we made. Slip that on through to close off this row. And then we're ready for our next color, which is going to be my blue here. And again, you just pick anywhere on your project to put it into. We're just going to be working in between those two chains that we were doing the previous round. And once you got that on, you're going to chain 3. And we're going to put 2 double crochets right into that same space. So that chain 3 acted as if one of our double crochets. So 3 double crochets all together in that space. And this is the border now. So after you do that, you are going to do into the next space 3 half double crochets. So it's yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and go through all 3 of those. We're going to do that 3 times into this space. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over and go through all 3. Yarn over, go through, yarn over and pull through all 3. Okay? Then our next space, we're going to put 3 more double crochets. Okay? And then the next space, we're coming up on our first corner. So what we're going to do is 3 triple crochet. To do that, you yarn over, and then go into that space and pull out your yarn, go through the first 2, yarn over again, go through the next 2, yarn over and go through the last 2. We're going to do that 3 times, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the next 2, yarn over and go through the next 2, and 1 more. Okay, once you have your 3 triple crochet, we're going to chain 2. And then in that same spot, we're going to put 3 more triple crochet. Okay, so let me pull out my yarn. That was our first corner here, see? Okay, after you do that, into our next space, we are going to make 3 double crochet. Okay. So if I pull out my work here, you can see that it's going to be the same pattern. So in between these corners here is going to be 3 double crochet, and then 3 half double crochet, and then 3 double crochet again. And then once you're at the corner, you're going to do your 3 triple crochet, chain 2, and then 3 more triple crochet in that same space, okay? So let's finish that together and meet me back here at the end. Okay, so I made it all the way around our square here. So once you get to where I am, you just go into that top first chain and slip stitch that to close that row. And then I'm going to snip off my yarn. Now with this project, we do have quite a bit of tying in to do at the end here, but it's worth it. I think this granny square is so pretty and a little more unique than the regular granny square that you see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's a little bit springy, summery vibe, so that's another reason why I like it. And my May videos are all going to be flower based. So if you liked this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel. And stay tuned for floral activities for the month of May. Every video is released on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you, and I hope you make this project.